from a context of the contribution of Indians and Sikhs into the Australian context across the last 200 plus years. And what's your view on these? Because you've been researching for the last now few decades on this.
Okay. Well, I agree with Len that we wouldn't be where we are today in the beginning, because the settlement would have failed without the contribution of India as a whole, which include Indians. And the hawkers, for instance, is one to really highlight that Len didn't mention, because a lot of the outlying farms and people living outside of towns and in some of the outback places, it was very difficult for them to get supplies. And the hawkers coming around could even bring orders for them or take messages to other farms or even sell their cows or horses. And sometimes they'd hook them on the back and take them along with them. And they were also company. So it was somebody visiting. So that contribution would have helped a lot of people stay on the land and help towns and cities develop, and roads then out of that became well-made roads. So they did have, it wasn't only the Sikh hawkers, there were other hawkers from other nationalities as well, but they were a big part of that. And I think that was a huge contribution to Australia's development. And then the other part we discussed the other day was the discovery of Bass Strait, when that Sydney Cove in 1797 was shipwrecked near Tasmania on the northeast coast, and they crossed the strait and made it known there was a strait. That then opened up the development for the trade in Australia. So Australia could trade easily and quicker, and it helped the development to be speeded up, and it became more open.
If I can follow up on Chris and take it a little bit closer to modern times, but the railway from Adelaide to Perth and from Broken Hill to Perth, Indians were involved in that. The overland telegraph from Darwin, Alice Springs and Adelaide, Indian and Indian camels were also involved in that. So you can see the Indian and Sikh and Indian camels involvement, and then you got a lot of people call them Afghans, but most of the inland cameleers were Indians, and quite a few were also Sikhs. So you can see the broad brush over the whole landscape, the imprint of Indians and Sikhs in Australia and Australian history.